All right. So here's my idea for a river platform that I'm working on. This is an idea Eric Lopez on Facebook gave me. Somebody said they pictured every time that you do landscaping stuff, like I did these things here. I made these mountains that I didn't do a video on and I should have. But every time you do those, you need a backdrop and a base because obviously this wood paneling doesn't look good, right? So I'm making a base. So here's the idea. You start with the regular foam. This foam that I've got here is the half inch, I believe it is. Just insulation foam from Lowe's. I got them in 4x8 sheets. Like I've got a bunch of them up there as well. And what I did was I took a 4x4 sheet piece and I've cut it so that it's a little over 2 feet wide, but you'll see on one side, there's kind of a straight edge on these ends. But then on this side, I did sort of a curve, right? And then I've done raised platforms that you can put on here to add a little texture. And then we come back over here and this is the other side. So you can see I've done a curve down this side here and a straight down this one. And the idea is that I can flip this either direction, okay, and have either a river that goes straight through it or a river that goes curved through it. So what I've done is I've gotten some blue poster board that will lay under this and cover the area where the river will be. And I'm gonna texture and paint that too. And I'm going to do the edges here because as you can see, I've cut and broken up the edges. On the edges here, I'm going to paint riverbank so that no matter how you lay this, you'll have two options. I'll have a curved stream on one side and a straight on the other if you want. Probably look a little weird, but I'm going to do one where the flow is straight and one where the flow is curved. So you can lay that under it, lay this on top of it, and hopefully it'll look like a real river is going through that whole thing. Now, some things that I do that are a little different than what everybody else does. I primer these in spray paint, which is gray. People will tell you don't do that. And they will tell you don't do that because it does this, okay? See that? The spray paint, something in the spray paint primer will eat that. They tell you to brush on Mod Podge or a layer of something. Here's my philosophy on that. You do with it however you want. If you want something that is going to be rough textured, don't put the Mod Podge on it. Let the spray paint do the work for you. Most people that do this, so you can see how it's already roughed up and you can still see some of the green foam through there. That's fine. I'm going to put flocking on there, which will cover that. So I'm not wasting a lot of paint. I'm just covering up and giving texture. So even the color of the foam is adding a little bit of color. It's that weird aqua color, but it's still adding a little bit of texture and a little bit of variety for your eye. Like, see, on here, you can see that's a little green in there. I'm going to leave that. But I've taken my acrylic paint over the top of the primer and pat brushed it in so that it also doesn't have brush strokes, okay? My point is, though, if you're doing something smooth that you don't want that in, then the Mod Podge is a great idea. Mod Podge, or you can brush white, just regular like wood glue over it and brush it on there in a thin coat and let that dry. That'll protect it as well. And then spray paint it. But see, I also make this mistake. Don't do this. See the letters? You can still see them kind of, I've broken them up quite a bit with the paint, and the flocking will take care of the rest. Paint your foam on the other side where the logo isn't. Like you can see that piece that I've got standing up over there has got the lettering is on the back. Should have done that on this, but I didn't. Because I'm so used to making, like I made that diorama over there that I haven't shown yet. It's the dreadnoughts thing, and it's both sides, so it doesn't matter to me. I'm just learning and working on disguising that. So that's the first step. Eric, that's what you caused, man. This was your idea. He showed me a cool picture of a dock where he put a sheet under it and suggested that he always thinks that a river should run through some of that. So I was like, well, how would you do that? And we brainstormed a little bit, and he showed me his pictures, and through talking with him, that's what gave me this idea. So this is his inspiration, my creation. I just want to make sure credit where it's due, because he did help me come up with that idea. And here it comes. So this is essentially stage one, is prepping everything. My next step is I need to make some more flocking. I should probably do a video on how to do that. I will try to remember to do it. I'm so terrible. This is why it's called My Crappy Tutorials, because I'm very bad at filming. But it's a good idea to make things modular, I think, so that you can reuse it. Like if I want to put this in any direction and take a character and photograph them on it in a different way, I have a way to do that. And that's the idea, is you want everything that you build to me should be able to be reused and redone. So this is the one of the base things. When I'm finished, it'll come out sort of like this. Okay. So see how I got a lot of dirt and grass, and then I've got the river. Well, ideally this white and light blue fades into the darker blue. Well, if you're using darker blue poster paper, then I can put waves in it using a paper towel or toilet paper technique that I learned, that I will try to remember to show. And then this is a little more earth, and I kind of think I'm going to go through and cut down the edges. This was one of the first things I made as like a trial sort of thing. I made, I made a few of them so they fit together, and I like them, but I don't like them. So that's kind of what I am working toward. So that's the idea, is this. I'm probably going to go in and put some green over a good portion of this going to the riverbank. Same thing with those, because I kind of want this to be a grassy area where you can put trees and the mountain things that I want, and they will look like they belong there. See, just a couple seconds. All right, so here is what it looks like flocked. I haven't done that one yet. I just wanted to take a break and show you. This one, I may have to make some more flocking. I haven't decided. I gotta wait. You can see the white glue on there still. When that dries, it'll dry clear. And that will look, hopefully, like, like grass and whatnot. I might actually take some of the brown and go over this again. Once it's really dry, you can shake off the extra, and of course save it. You'll have a mix, which is cool. But then I may take some of the brown that I made. So this one. So I made some dark brown. I may take a little bit of that and sprinkle it over, or I made some light brown. So I haven't decided yet whether I want it to be this grassy or not, but that's where I'm at so far. So I got to finish that one. I'll do that off camera. I got to let that one finish drying. These are already dry. As you can see, when they're dry, you can still shake off a little bit of it, but not a whole lot, because I already did that. Same thing with this one. Take this one. You can see a little bit fall off, but once it's dry, you want to shake it off so that all your extra falls off. And then what you have is what you have. I still don't know if I want that grass to look quite that lush, so I may do a little of this. And that gives the grass, it tones down the green a little bit. Obviously that's not glued. Let's do it on this and see what it does, because some of this is still wet, and it's just a little. I don't want a lot. I just want a touch of what would be to me would be a little bit of dead grass, because you're not going to have, it's in the wild, so it's going to be nice and green, but it's going to be weedy. So let's just take a little, while it's still wet, and see how it turns out. Here we go. Let's try that and see how it works. So I'll let that sit for a little while. Then I may come back and do that on these as well. And then I will also do that. And then we'll be ready to start making water. All right, again, seconds for you, minutes, days, hours, weeks for me. Here is the final water display part of the river diorama. It wrinkled a little in the middle, but that's okay. Some of those warps actually add to the texture a little bit. But here we go. So what I did was blue poster paper, cut down to size, and then I went through and laid down paper towels. The paper towels I covered in watered down just Elmer's glue, white glue, and I let them wrinkle however they wanted as I laid there. I put 2 layers of paper towels down, and that stuck that to the poster board. Stuck it really, actually very well. It makes this very stiff. Cut up some rocks out of foam, and then I painted everything from a blue faded out to a lighter blue, and then I put the white foam and basically dry brushed more or less, or white brushed over the top of all the wrinkles. Everywhere there was a rock, I put some caulk to give it these streamer lines. They're not perfect, but they work. All right, so that's what the water winds up looking like. And let's turn it this way so you can get another good look. You can see where all the wrinkles and colors are. So that's just water by itself. All right, and I promised you a final setup. Here we go. So this is just a quick, easy thing. I've got a white backdrop lit up so that I can take it out really easy. I obviously have only got one light on it because I would light it better for whatever figures I'm putting. But as you can see, you can add all kinds of cool variation. There's your river sitting between the two banks, how I pictured it. All modular, all comes apart. And that is the idea. You take that white background out, on your computer, and add in some more forestry going into the background and fade that backdrop. Of course, most of the time that backdrop is only going to be seen from, here, like this kind of deal, depending on where you put your figures. But there you go. As you can see, pretty cool. Some looks like some of my gray is wearing off. Might have to go back and recolor some of those rocks. But yeah, you get the idea. There it is. Once and finished. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I think the next video I'll do is probably about my light table, because people have been asking questions, a couple people here and there. So there you go. Something you can do quick and easy. It wasn't super quick, but it was not too bad. Enjoy.